not the only thing that changed. She just got it. That's not the only thing that changed about me. I changed politically a lot too. I used to be a pretty liberal guy, you know. Like when the worker shortage happened, I was like, hell yeah, take down the capitalist system. You don't want to pay us, you don't get this work. I lost 5 calories just doing that move. It's just yeah, and then I went to Taco Bell at 8:30 and they were closed. I became a Republican real fucking quick. I was like, no. Where do I sign up to get my bad hairline and a gun? Let's go. Time to get off unemployment. Daddy needs a chalupa. We're not doing it. Not doing it. We do need to pay customer service workers more though, right? I think we can all agree. Let's clap for customer service workers. Hell yeah. Especially people behind the bar, keeping us strong. Hell yeah. Yeah, I've worked a lot of customer service. We need to pay subway workers more, that's for sure. They scare the shit out of me, you know? Just to keep them in check, you know? You ever go to Subway and you see like an adult behind the counter? Not like somebody in their 20s like figuring it out, but like an adult, somebody in their 40s. You're not supposed to be here, sir. What are you doing? Life has happened to this person. You look in their eyes, they're just black from bitterness of life. I went into a Subway recently. This guy, his entire vibe is that he wakes up every morning, smokes meth, and then just yells at birds for 3 hours. Because like right as I walk in, he just yells at me, "What do you want?" I'm like a sandwich? He's like, "No shit, which one?" All right? And then he's like making the sandwich, and he kept telling me, he's like, "Keep your mask up, keep your mask up." He wasn't wearing gloves, guys. Like, I don't know where we became concerned all of a sudden. And then as I go to like check out, I'm like, "Hey man, have a good day." And he just goes, "Don't tell me what to do." I'm like, "All right, that's fine." I have bottom energy. I give in pretty quickly. And I don't know, like when I first saw the footage of the Capitol riots, my first thought was, it's finally happening. The Subway employees are taking over. And then I look closer and I'm like, oh, it's just my dad's friends. That's fine. Customer service is weird though. I used to work at Office Depot. Anybody else ever work in retail? No? Okay, bunch of happy people. The Army vet worked in retail. He's like, retail's worse, yeah? Yeah, I used to work at Office Depot. You get weird people coming in there asking questions about pens. I feel like if you have a question about a pen, you shouldn't be voting, and I feel strongly about that. You just can't be out here making decisions and shit. This one guy would come in and try to negotiate with me. Like, he'd go to the paper, I'll grab a thing of paper, it says $10, bring it up to me and go, "I'll give you $5 for this." Just confident as shit. I'm like, "Sir, it says $10 right there, that's all I can do for you, $10. 1 0. He's like, "You don't understand, okay? I've been coming to this store since they opened. You need to give me a discount or I'm never coming back." I'm like, "Well, I have been here for 6 months making minimum wage, and I don't give a shit. So, like, I just don't know what you want me to do." That's so crazy to me to go to a national chain and try to negotiate prices. That's the equivalent of my fat ass going to McDonald's, ordering a Big Mac. When they ask for money, I just show them my stretch marks, like, clearly I'm a value customer. That's not how it works. Yeah, I need to go to the doctor, though. I should probably go. Last time I went, I got weighed, and I was 380 pounds, which isn't what you shoot for. You know, I was aiming for 400. But she looked at the scale and looked at me and goes, "We should probably do some blood tests." And I'm like, "That's probably a good call on your part. I could see why you have a degree." And so we do the test. That's where they check for like cholesterol and sugar, AIDS, all that good stuff. And it's all good. It's all where it's supposed to be, minimal AIDS. And, you know, which I was happy about. What pissed me off is like the way she read back the results. Like she was a little annoyed that I was healthy. Because like a doctor having to give good news to a fat guy is a lot like the judge who had to read "not guilty" at the OJ trial. Just looking at the paper like, it says you're good, but we know you fucking did something, alright? See you in civil court, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like going to the doctor. Because when you're fat, it doesn't matter what you go in there for. Somehow it's about your weight, right? Like I could walk in there with a knife sticking out of my forehead. They'll be like, "Let me guess, fell for the knife in the bucket of chicken trick again?" What? Or like I could go out here and get shot, and they'll be like, "Maybe if you're skinnier, people wouldn't want to shoot you." I don't know. I should probably lose weight though, right? It's probably a good call. Not for like health purposes. I just miss my dick, you know. I've heard he's a nice guy. My friend speaks highly of him. My dick is kind of like the giant squid, not in the sense of size, but I've only ever seen him in photographs, you know? Like, it's just hard to do, like, certain things in bed when you're fat. Like, it's hard to keep the mood when in order to do doggy style, you gotta plop your stomach on the back of her ass and just pray that it reaches. Some familiar nods in the back, I like it. That's the other thing too. If you've been fat your whole life and you lose weight, you actually gain an inch down there for every 30 pounds of fat that you lose. That's true. You can Google that. I'm like a Snapple up here. My question is, why the hell is this on every billboard in America? What the fuck is this? Alright, I've been fat my whole life. I would have been on the treadmill. They're like, keep track of your BMI. How about my DMI, my dick mass index, alright? What's that information? Michelle Obama dropped the initiative here. She's like, let's put fruit in the vending machines. Tell me my dick will get bigger. That's all you need to know. All I need to know. I was outside a comedy club one night, and this homeless dude walks by. He goes, I fucked her so good, she made me breakfast the next morning. And he just kept walking around, spreading wishes into people's lives. And I remember thinking, I definitely don't have that kind of dick. I don't have breakfast dick, you know? I've got like, maybe we'll get Wendy's 4-for-4s after. Definitely splitting the cost. Some of you are looking at me like I have a small penis and I don't appreciate it. I'm just saying, like, it's not measurable. Like, if my girl's going down on me and I hear gagging, it's not because of the size, it's because of the smell, you know? It's my favorite sound right there. It was a sweaty boy summer. I come from a pretty white trash family. Anybody else white trash in here? Make some noise. Yeah, I'm like, I know where I'm at. There's a couple of you. Yeah, if you don't know the difference between white trash white people and regular white people, white trash white people looked at every privilege and advantage offered to them and sold that shit for Oxycontin. It's true. It's true. Like, the only reason I'm alive today is because the abortion clinic doesn't take beer cans as payment, you know? My mom was outside there with a bag full of them. You guys take these? You got layaway? They don't do layaway either, she checked. I love my mom, but she did a lot of drugs growing up, you know, which causes issues. It was mostly like, never the fact that they did drugs that bothered me. It was more of like how they acted when they weren't on drugs, you know. Addicts can kind of be assholes. For instance, one time I came home and they had sold my Xbox for crack money. It's messed up, right? What pissed me off is that when I asked my mom about it, she looked me dead in the eyes and goes, you never had an Xbox, bitch, what? Do you know how confident you have to be to try to gaslight a 12-year-old that hard? She was like a crackhead Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is not the Twinkie you're looking for. Get out of here. Oh my goodness. I don't know. She had like a rough childhood though. She had like a pretty rough time growing up. She had a stepdad. He was like a very like rough biker dude. You know, he worked 60 hours a week, drank a 12-pack of Busch Light overnight, chain smoked cigarettes. And you know, he was like my grandpa growing up, and he passed when I was like 18, and he had lung cancer. He never told anybody. He just kind of fought through it and then just died. And when he died, in order to like give me something to remember him by, she gave me his lighter, and it was his lighter that he used daily. It had his engravings in it, and she gave that to me. And at first I thought it was nice, and then I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, he fucking died from smoking? It's really messed up, right? Or hers, like when she gave it to me, she goes, he would want you to have this. So I got her back. When her friend died a couple years later of a heart attack, I took her out to dinner and took her to Wendy's and got her a Baconator. I'm like, do you remember him now? I'll leave you this. My dad, on the other hand, he's a pretty chill guy. You know, we go back and forth. He's more conservative. We go back and forth with politics and stuff. But, you know, he's a pretty cool guy. I'll never forget, he caught me jerking off when I was younger. It was real cool about it. You guys all have those stories that you just don't talk about with your parents? Because, like, I'm 25, so, like, I'm pretty young, but porn specifically changed a lot growing up. It used to be if you wanted to watch it, it meant, like, sneaking into that old room where, like, that old computer was. That same computer that had pictures of your grandma on them, you know? And it would take forever to load, then once it did, it would stop and buffer every 30 seconds, which is why I have a come to now fetish today. But like by the time I'm in high school, smartphones are a thing, right? So it's super cool. You can just watch porn everywhere. It's totally cool. Can't watch it in most places. I checked. But this is my whole routine, right? Is I'll go to school. You know, I'd come home, I'd turn on the TV to drown out any of those noises, and I would just go to work. Well, one day I come home and I turn on the TV and Lion King is on the TV. I'm like, dope, I'm gonna watch that once I'm finished, but I don't want Mufasa's death throwing me off my game. So I pop headphones in, and because I have headphones in, I don't hear my dad coming down the stairs. So my dad comes down the stairs to see his only son jerking off to the fucking Lion King. And he never said anything about it, he just kind of nodded and shut the door. He's like, I get it, we're animals, that's fine, circle of life, all that good stuff. Until a few years later, I was in college, and I get this package from my dad. And I open it up, it's a 24-pack of Trojan condoms. And on the front of the box, he just wrote, Hakuna Matata, motherfucker. That was my time, guys. I'm Cam Honeyager. Thank you so much for coming out.
Keep it going for Cam, y'all. Keep it going for the rest of the comics that we had. Joe.